teacher. My name is Daniela Posadas, and this is my presentation of learning structures as cognitive skills. Let's start. As you can see, constructivism is constructed and also is shared. Instruction is built up by knowledge actively through the activation of mental process. Constructivism is individuals make their own construction, their personal constructions with the information that they receive. Students are seen as active constructors of knowledge. They are not just taking the information, but they also construct with the information to make it better, to understand it, to reflect on it, and construct a better learning and better strategies with it. Let's continue. Okay, so Williams and Burden said that a constructivist approach to education is best put into practice by presenting issues, concepts, and tasks as in form of problems to be explored in dialogue rather than as information to be ingested and reproduced. You know, it's better to dialogue, it's better to understand what are the things that you are not really getting, and then talk about it, dialogue with it, make perhaps some debates, um, social social structures, instead of just taking points, taking resumes, and just taking the information as it is and reproduce it just as it is as well. Okay, so taking part of the process of learning, uh, it requires motivation for the students to know why are they learning, why do they want to learn, why do they want to continue with the learning and with the processes they have. Beliefs about learning, are they really going to learn, is it going to be useful for them, what do they think about previous knowledge about the subjects, why is it important to continue learning about it, previous knowledge, what did you know before about the subject, what are your things, what are your thoughts. Interaction with the subject, interaction maybe with your classmate, new information, receive the new information, understand it, and abilities and strategies. Now, learning is a process of processes. Not all learners know learning strategies. That's something that it's real. Some students don't really know what or how to learn properly. How can they? What can they do? Resumes. What debates? What are the strategies that they can do to learn? Now, learning depends on what the learner does. It's super important to focus on what the learner does. Is he or she reading properly? Are they understanding what they are reading? Are they getting what they are reading? You know, if they read, and then at the next week, are they going to keep on knowing what they learned? The strategies which develop the processes, and the process he she uses when learning. Now, in this part, we are going to talk about the definition of learning strategies according to Oxford in the 1990s. Now, the first thing is that learning strategies contribute to the main goal, which is the main goal to learn a second language, second, third, fourth language. Allow learners to become more self-directed, allow them to be more autonomous, allow them not to depend completely on the teacher, expand the role of the teachers. They are guides. They are no longer just everything and the thing or the people, the person who is going to talk all the class all the time. No, now the teachers allow and help students again to be more autonomous, are problem oriented. Why? Because there is a problem to solve. The learning strategies is, well, they exist to help us to learn and to understand things. Are specific actions taken by the learner. Yeah, well, what can we do to learn? Can we just memorize, reproduce. Okay, maybe, but then we can play, we can interact. Maybe we can make, I don't know, infographics. Maybe we can do presentations. What things can we do uh, to learn? Involve many aspects of the learner, not just cognitive. Support learning both directly and indirectly. Some LS, sorry, are not observable to the human eye because some things are just not, like I said, infographics and stuff. Some things are more are memorizations and stuff, and are often conscious. They can be taught, yes. The strategies can be taught, as everything, as every strategy that you can make, every process, obviously it can be taught to another learner, to the students, and are flexible, and they are influenced by the subject, by the teacher, by the social context. And let's then continue. Okay, so Ferdinand Casper said that processes implies a sequence of operations. Yes, there's we start with A, then you continue with B, then you continue with C, then you continue with D. Those are the operations. That's a process, and that a strategy is a single operation. Well, I'm going to read, I'm going to memorize, I'm going to do a summary. That's the single operation. That's the strategy. Now, Valcarel et al. In 1996 said that strategies, sorry, said that processes are a general category of actions directed at the acquisition and transfer of information. Strategies are defined as the special actions or behaviors that the learners use to help them learn. And tactic or technique is used to refer to specific learner activities. Now here, Rubin and Neyman et al. Had a list of strategies and also said that effective learners are what they have is sound acquisition by music, by movies, by social talks, grammar. They have to understand the structure of the language, the vocabulary, listening comprehension. Can they really comprehend what they are listening, the conversation? Are they understanding? Learning to talk is very important, to understand how to talk, understand the context, understand everything, so that you can develop a great conversation. Learning to write, and here, because here is also important, grammar and vocabulary. Also learn how to write properly the words, and learning to read, to comprehend what you are reading so you can understand it, and then you can reproduce it, or say it again when it's necessary. The information is stuck obviously in your mind. Now here we have the differences between direct class and indirect class by Oxford's contribution in 1990s. Okay, so she said that the direct class, we have memory strategies like memory vocabulary, memory of formulas, cognitive strategies, and comprehension strategies. Now, in the indirect class, we have social strategies, how to talk to your classmates, affective strategies, and metacognitive strategies. Now, Barker, Coyle, and Verdus taxonomy. They said for them, the cognitive component of procedural knowledge in SLA includes mental processes such as hypothesis formation through production, interaction, and automatization through language use, the output. O'Malley's and Kamotz's studies in 1999 had their own conclusions about techniques and strategies. They say that foreign language students and SLA students showed similar patterns of metacognitive and cognitive strategies use. In metacognitive strategies, FLS reported using planning strategies like selective attention, organization, planning, and self-management. Use of social and affective strategies were reported much less frequently used than the metacognitive strategies. Strategies or simple operations, repetition and memorization, seem to be first acquired and are more frequently used in secondary school classrooms. More complex strategies might not be available to everyone. Yeah, because not available because they don't have the material to do it. Possibly the most trainable strategies are those which have the quickest return, and the less trainable strategies are those associated with aspects of language learning and cognitive processes. Now, as you see, the processes are very important here at a learning a language. Now, it is important to recognize and to know which are the processes that are better for us and which are the processes that we already know, and what kind of processes or strategies do we like or do we want to develop for a better learning understanding or for a better learning acquisition. That's it for me. Thank you very much, teacher. My name is Daniela Posadas again, and thank you very much. Now, all I can say again is thank you.